welcome to the right angle. So let's get into it. So there's been a lot of commotion out there about the illegal immigration issue, what ICE has been doing, the things that the president has been authorizing, the lackluster response of the local government and the state government, and then obviously the sentiments among those on either side. You see a lot of things out there like this La Raza movement, which is essentially a claim that America has never really truly belonged to the United States, and that America actually belongs to Mexico, meaning California, Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico, and Texas, obviously. I am a Texan, and I can say that I am not a Mexican. And I can say for sure that the Mexicans will never own Texas ever again. For those that don't know, the United States won the Mexico-American War back in the 1840s, and the Mexicans were forced to surrender, and they signed the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which sent us over all the lands that we claimed from those previous states, and we paid the Mexicans $15 million. So the California's territory, Texas, all of it is American territory, and we are not going to give it back. You don't get to cry about losing a war, getting paid for it, and then try to claim it back. So that's what a lot of this stuff is really about. But you're starting to see people are kind of getting upset. I wanted to set the stage there because there's a lot of misunderstanding out there about, okay, well, if these people want to go back to Mexico so badly, but they are waving Mexican flags and they really are showing their pride, why don't they go back to Mexico? That's the reason I just said what I just said, because the point isn't about going back to Mexico. The point is that they think that they're in Mexico, that the Mexicans own the land, and that it was stolen land or something, as if every single country in the entire world wasn't won by blood and conquest. So we have to just kind of keep those things in mind. But let's check out this first video about what people are starting to feel about these situations that we're having with illegal immigration.
Bro, you came here illegally, so you're getting sent back. Like, I'm not really understanding where I'm supposed to feel bad. Like, it's the law. Like, that, what? Am I missing something? Like, we also can't do that. We can't go to other countries illegally and just pop up and start working and all of that without things in order, without abiding by their laws. And to be honest, it's a much worse punishment if we end up doing that. I feel like America is being generous. Y'all are getting caught and then being sent by a plane or sent by a bus back home. That's pretty generous if you ask me. Like, if I go to Russia and try to pull that off, I might not come home. They might lock me up for 50 years for trespassing. Like, I'm confused. The media is trying to make us feel bad, and they're like, oh, this person was 15 years old. He was a hard-working boy. He was in high school, and blah, blah, blah. And he was an illegal immigrant from Guatemala. Bro, you lost me. You lost me. He's illegal. So I'm sorry. Like, that's just what happens. I can't feel bad no more. Everything you said before that is disregarded. I'm sorry.
So there you have it. And obviously this is just one voice out of the thousands and millions and more, maybe billions across the globe about how you feel about this. But a good point about what he said is, imagine that you're in Mexico. I think I made this example yesterday. You're in Mexico, you have an American flag, you are burning cars in Mexico City, you are shouting death to Mexico in the streets, you are complaining that the Mexicans are trying to deport you back to America, and you're trashing everything around you. Now, what do you think the Mexicans are going to do? The Mexicans actually have it written within their constitution that if you do things like that, say go to the center of town and burn in the Mexican flag, you go to jail for a year. So we're hearing from like the president of Mexico, Scheinbaum, about the injustices of the things that we're doing here. But all we're doing is returning these people home. All we're doing is doing the things that Mexico would do even harder if they were in charge. But let's keep those things in mind and kind of hear more about what people are saying related to the illegal immigration issue.
Someone asked me if I support the protests that are going on in LA. I 100% do. Please keep going. Burn down your own backyard if you must. You know why? Because this right here is the greatest campaign ad that this side never had to pay for. Y'all motherfuckers out there in Los Angeles throwing a full-blown fucking tantrum. Like y'all just crawled out the Rio Grande. screaming death to America in a country that gave you the fucking freedom to do that shit. You were born at Kaiser Permanente in Burbank. Stop it. You ain't El Chapo, you're Chris from Pasadena. You ain't cartel born. You were Target born with a Costco membership by age 5. Half you motherfuckers protesting ain't even Mexican. You're American with Mexican heritage. And a tattoo of the Virgin Mary you got on a Vegas bender. Don't get it twisted, I respect the heritage. But flying a foreign flag while shitting on the country that gave you the fucking freedom to do it, that's not pride. You don't even go to fucking Mexico unless it's for spring break in Cancun with a passport you got from the US government. And you won't go live there. Why? Because you like your DoorDash, your 7-Elevens, your air conditioning, and your freedom to scream dumb shit without a cartel rolling up on your motherfucking ass. And let's be honest, ain't nobody screaming death to Mexico while flying an American flag through Guadalajara. You know why? Because that's how you end up in a back alley, starring in Cartel TikTok Season 3. Meanwhile, the rest of America is sitting back watching you block freeways during rush hour, destroying businesses, wearing $300 fucking Jordans, screaming about injustice in the city with the most social programs and diversity hires in the fucking country. Y'all are the political version of throwing a Molotov cocktail at a fucking Prius because you're mad about gas prices. So listen, I'm not mad you're passionate. I'm mad you're dumb. And your dumbass behavior is helping the other side more than a Trump rally in Texas with free brisket. Every time y'all riot, loot, tearing up your own shit, you're just birthing another red voter. So yeah, I support the protest. Keep fucking going. Keep flying flags of countries you ain't got the fucking balls to move to. And shitting on the system that literally gives you the right to shit on it.
So there you have it. And you know, a lot of the sentiment that you just heard in that video is the same that a lot of people, not just on the right, but in the middle too, and some on the left are expressing. You come here, or your parents came here, or maybe your great grandparents came here, and you're essentially saying that I hate this place, that because they're trying to make me move back to the place I love, and I'm going to show that I love this place by destroying this place because I don't have to go back to the other place I love because I belong here, even though I hate this place. Like, even that sentence and the thought process doesn't make sense. But when you look at the paradigm of La Raza, when you look at the paradigm of, La Raza is basically a movement that believes that all Hispanics own the entire Western world, I mean the Western Hemisphere, and that America are illegitimate, Canadians are illegitimate, and only Latins should control this entire side of the world. That's the real focus of La Raza. But in its smaller, kind of condensed, modernized form, it's more of these territories belong to Mexico, and America stole this land. First of all, America bought it after defeating Mexico in a war of conquest. Now you can talk about the different pieces of the war and how that relates to modern day sensibilities, but you can't deny that there's a treaty signed that there are no lands in America that belong to Mexico. So that argument just falls flat on its face. But the argument comes from the fact that these riots that you're seeing, they're not anti-ICE per se. They're more anti-American because they don't believe that that our laws apply to them. They're Mexican, and this is Mexican land. That's what they really believe, and that's why that to the average person looking at this, it doesn't make sense why they're acting this way. Why are they destroying our property and flying foreign flags? It's because they feel like they own the land. And this is why this is not a run-of-the-mill riot. This is literally an insurrection because of all the foreign people that the Biden administration let in 4 years ago, 20 million, maybe more. We find ourselves in this situation. So that's really what it is. But anyway, that's been a Right Angle today. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.